The music video that we chose for the rhetorical analysis is Let It Happen by Tame Impala. Tame Impala is an Australian multi-instrumentalist and his real name is Kevin Parker. The track is from his album Currents and was initially a single released on March 10, 2015, and has two different versions, the radio edit and the album version. The radio edit is the version used in the video, which has a time of 4 minutes and 16 seconds. When asked about the song, he said that originally Let It Happen was two separate sounds that he then fused the beats together to create what we know. Tame Impala is always striving for experimentation in music writing, which creates an area of the unknown, new territories, and sounds. We will be exploring the meaning behind the visuals and lyrical messaging in the music video and how they correlate to pathos, ethos, and logos. As the video begins, we are introduced to a man walking fastly in an airport. This man is dressed in a business suit and holds a briefcase. Both are highlighted in the shots shown. This is important to show us to set up the idea that he is someone who is enslaved by his work, and with the fast pace he is walking, it almost gives it a stressing quality. His credibility as a person can show that he is of high working stature due to his business suit, which can symbolize wealth and status.
Here you can see him having what looks like a heart attack. We know as a fact what the leading symptoms are in this scene. The shortness of breath and how he holds his chest as he falls would support all the aspects of the rhetorical appeal of logos. Also, the camera angle is very observant, forward approaching angle, which helps build up to this moment. The lyrical progression says that all this running around trying to cover my shadow. Trying to cover my shadow. This is him trying to cover up the fact that he was defeated upon his journey.
All this running around, trying to cover my shadow, an ocean growing inside, all the others seem shallow. All this running around, bearing down on my shoulder.
You see the sign of relief rest from his face. This can imply the reaction due to the lack of blood flow to his heart. After collapsing, a sign of relief is shown, and he falls back into the airplane setting. This can symbolize his journey to the afterlife. This part of the music video shows pathos because it shows his emotion of being super confused about how he got there. The lyrics in the song say, "All this running around, bearing down on my shoulders." This states the world is bearing down on him, and it has been weighing down for some time. This building moment has caught up to him, and it's time to let it happen.
I can hear an alarm, must be morning. I heard about a whirlwind that's come.
The alarm clock is imagery to show the enslavement of time put into his job, and the endless loop of working. This is like the flashback on life as you're about to die that people experience. This shows logos because it symbolizes the time that is about to run out. The lyrics in the song is, "I can hear an alarm, it must be morning." This shows us that he's trying to wake up, but he can't.
Running round, it's gonna carry off all that it isn't bound. And when it happens, I must be holding on. So let it happen, let it happen. All this running around, I can't fight it much longer. Something's trying to get out.
the sandwich talking is a pretty clear indication that this is in fact not reality and is more of the things he is imagining when dying. This also ties back to the obscenely large alarm clock showing the minuscule details that give us hints that this is all in his head. This scene in particular shows a sandwich which sings to him lyrics from the song, "If I never come back, tell my mother I'm sorry." This can be indicative that he has regrets, especially for his parental figure that is his mother. Using pathos to convey emotion rather than logic to show that even in his nonsensical dream sequence, he still shows his inner self.
As he is falling, he is getting shocked by an EMT with a defibrillator. The clouds and sky are so bright and colorful. The sky gets very dark and blue with the lightning and thunder. The lightning strikes, indicating the shock of the defibrillator as the EMT tries to restore a regular heartbeat to him by a pulse of electricity. Visually, you can see the lightning, and we can conclude the similarities with the lightning and the defibrillator. You can see his physical struggle. The message is very emotional and his body language as well. Most of this process is very instrumental aspects which give more focus to the visuals. The emotional visuals and the instrumental aspects bring a conclusion that this is a pathos. You see him lying there after the EMT uses a defibrillator, still as can be, with glazed eyes. The camera angle then zooms close and fades into the scene of him falling into the clouds. It was thundering dark clouds when he was fighting to stay alive, and now he's past the warm light clouds. He also looks relieved here, signifying the transition of life. As he's falling, the lyrics go on to say, "Baby, now I'm ready, moving on. Oh, but maybe I was ready all along." This touches close to give the audience closure of how he knew for a while that he was leading down this path of moving to the afterlife, so to speak. In conclusion, we can piece together the events shown using the light to cue the end of his journey as the music fades, giving a sense of closure. Today we covered the rhetorical appeals of logos, pathos, and ethos in the music video Let It Happen by Tame Impala.